Hello, 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 everybody. Happy evening to all. Excuse me, I think I just swallowed some incense smoke. It's been a while since I've got to come live, so I wanted to come out live, hang out with y'all. We're actually going to start with a little bit of Reiki to get things going. We're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki. If you have questions about what Reiki is, what can it do for you, anything like that, this is a great time to ask those questions about Reiki if you want to. So we'll start with 5 minutes of Reiki. After that, we'll move into questions. So if you guys have questions for me, you want to hold them till after the Reiki is over. But for right now, let's go ahead and start the Reiki. And we're going to do that for 5 minutes. All right. So starting Reiki, we'll see who shows up in the chat. We'll be finishing Reiki up at 50 minutes after the hour and just see who shows up. This is my new space. It looks a little bit unadorned so far. Behind me is actually where I want to put a couch, and I want to have that area for studying. This Reiki is going to be good for those who actually show up for the video, and it's also going to be good for those who stumble across the video later. So right now we're just doing Reiki. After that, we'll do some tarot questions, and we're just going to have a little fun tonight. This is a relaxed, chill night as far as I'm concerned. I've been missing everybody. I haven't been around lately. Charlotte, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Can I talk to people who have crossed over? Yes, ma'am. That is one of the services that I offer. For something like that, I would ask you to get a private reading. I try not to do that type of thing in this format that is so public. Sometimes those messages can be very touching, and for me, it just seems like it's better if I can kind of focus and see how you're reacting. I know whether I need to slow down with the delivery or what. So I would say schedule a private session with me for something like that, honey. Nikitha, hello. It has been a long time. How are you? I'm glad to be back. I am sorry to hear of your loss, Charlotte. How long has it been? Well, right now we're going to do Reiki. We're doing Reiki for 5 minutes. After that, we're going to be doing any kind of readings. But right now, we're focusing on the Reiki. And I'm just doing it for whatever's for the highest and best good for each of you. If you have something more specific you would like help from the Reiki for, please feel free to adjust that intention. So 7 years apart. That's an interesting time span there. Well, right now, do you know what Reiki is, Charlotte? Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever put that there. I appreciate that. So Reiki is an energetic healing modality. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm just channeling Reiki energy, which is um, universal life force energy out to each person who's watching this video now, and even the ones who stumble across it later, because spirit's not limited by time or space. And I've set the intention to do whatever it is that you happen to need the most in your life. If you have something specific you would like the Reiki to help you with, feel free to um, let that energy know what you would like the help with. This is what I call a micro session because it's only 5 minutes. A normal session with me is going to be anywhere from half an hour to an hour, sometimes longer, just depending. I like to go until the Reiki says we've hit a good stopping point. Welcome, welcome. To those of you just walking in right now, we're just doing Reiki for about 1 more minute. And then after that, we're going to switch over to looking at some tarot, answering some questions, bringing bringing in whatever message spirit would like to talk to you about, that kind of stuff. But right now, we're doing a little energetic healing. Feels like somebody's having a knee that's pulling a lot of energy. So somebody has I'm going to say this is on the left side of the body. If somebody's got a knee that's not feeling very good, pulling some Reiki energy in so it'll start feeling better. We've also got somebody with a right foot that's pulling a lot of energy as well. Working on bringing in some healing. The ones that I can pick up and pull out separately, those energies are usually my Reiki sponges. They're in here just very accepting of the Reiki and expecting good things from it. You would like Reiki for relationships? All right. Well, you have just set your intention by putting that in the chat, Miss Charlotte. The beautiful thing about Reiki is that it does make changes and the manifestations are kind of subtle when they come in. So it's not like a rock your world type of thing, but it is subtly better. And then the more Reiki you have, the more it gets to build up on itself. And so when you've got a lot of subtly betters all stacked up after a while, then you turn around and you go, wait a second, this isn't the person I was 6 months ago or 3 months ago or whatever. I have a lady working, going through my Reiki class right now that has been doing Reiki on herself now for a month. And she said today that she's not the same person she was a month ago when she first started doing Reiki for herself. So it doesn't take long for a little bit of gradual work to add up. All right. I think we're done with our Reiki. Let's wrap that up. Okay, so I am seeing that we have 4 people in the room, so I am going to put down a number between 1 and 8 and circle it. And whoever puts that number in the chat first is going to be the person that I read for first. So I've got a number between 1 and 8 written down and circled right now. Who's going to put it in the chat first? See if you can tap in intuitively. 6, excuse me, is not it. Try again, though. You can try again until somebody gets it. There's no limit on tries. 7 is not it. 8 is not it. Number between 1 and 8. 5 is not it. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo. 3 is not it. You guys are both on the 3. Not it. 1 is not it. 2 is not it. Boop ba da doo doo doo. Nikitha, 4. That be it. Okay, I'm going to show you my scrap paper. You can see right there. That's what I had written down. 4. Trying to protect people's privacy. This is my scratch paper from whenever I'm doing readings for people. I take notes along the way to help my brain wrap around and connect with the right person. So, Nikitha, my question for you is, do you want me to see what Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about? Or do you have a question for me tonight? By the way, guys, I do also offer private readings, either on the video or on phone or even in person. If you happen to be in the local area, we can always do in person, but otherwise on the video or on phone. You can find out all about my private readings on my website. That's listed in the description box. You have a question. Okay, let's see what your question is, honey bunny. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo. Everyone be looking out for piggyback messages. If you notice that your message or that somebody else's message is really resonating with you, you want to make good use of it in your life. You don't want to let that slide by unnoticed. If it's not resonating with you, don't stretch it out, scrunch it up, run over it, or throw it in the dryer to make it fit. Just chill out, see if the next one fits for you. Tamara, hello, hello. Been a while since I've seen you, honey bunny. How are you? Nikitha, where's your question? Okay, here we go. I have an entrance exam in 8 hours, she says. I would like to know energy around the same test. I wish to score 110 plus marks and clearing all the sections too. Can you score 110? Apparently, this is not a percentage. Well, here's a good start, right? Can always lift up from there. Alive and breathing, I always say that's a good start. All right. Entrance exam in 8 hours. What's the energy around that test? Will she be able to score her 110 plus marks and clear all the sections? What's the energy around that test, please? Entrance exam. It's a really sweet opportunity. Girlfriend, get some sleep, get some rest. Have you been crashing or what? What do we say? No, we used to say cramming. Have you been cramming? It's time to get some sleep. I see the Ace of Wands. This talks about not having a lot of energy, just being about to zonk out. So now it's time to take care of yourself. You've already been putting that information in. Now it's time to take care of that brain, let it rest. Prince of Cups, this tells me that whatever this entrance exam is for, you would really like to be successful in that. If you hadn't already said that in the chat, I wouldn't feel like I was cheating here, but this really reemphasizes that. We have the Sun card coming out, so I don't think that you're going to do anything but fantastic on this. And we end with the Three of Pentacles, which tells me there's some type of collaboration that happens. So to me, if there's a collaboration, this would say, okay, you can come into the school. And the Three of Pentacles in this deck, if I can keep it out of the glare, it almost looks like a school or a university setting. So I don't know what you're doing an entrance exam for, but I think that's nice. And we've got the guy carrying a box. This is like moving in to me. I think you're going to be quite successful on it, but I do think you need to take care of yourself and get some sleep. I don't know what IMA is. I would say you're going to kick some butt. I don't know if for that I can necessarily give you specific numbers off of tarot cards like that, but it looks like you're going to do quite well with that Sun card. That's a very successful card. It's a university. Okay, very cool. You're quite welcome. Those of you who want a private reading, I do 1 or 2 question readings, or I do readings by minutes, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, just depending, how many questions you have and how in depth we go on those questions. So let's see, how many people are in the room now? We've got 5 in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to circle it. Whoever puts that number that I just wrote down, and circled in the chat first will be the next person that I read for. Number between 1 and 10. 4 is not it. 8 is not it. 1 is not it. 3 is not it. 2 is not it. Number between 1 and 10. Hello there, Alicia, by the way. You too, Nikitha. Have a great day. Let's see. 2 is not it. 9 is not it. Tamara with the 7. You got it. Tamara got it. Got it. Got it. There's our 7. Already written down. Okay, Ms. Tamara. Do you have a question for me or do you want a message from Sacred Spirit? Message from Sacred Spirit. You have no questions? Every time I talk to you, you've got a question. Thank you for the heart, whoever gave that. I appreciate that. Guys, super chats are always appreciated, never required. Just put it out there, though. Boop, ba-da-doo, Tamara. Tamara. Aha, I thought you would. What is your question, my dear? Tamara and I have been doing readings together for a very long time, probably close to 10 years. Okay, is this Cancer guy good for Tamara? Is the Cancer guy that she's thinking about, is he good for Tamara? 10 years is a long time to have a regular client. I appreciate you, my dear. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo doo doo. Boop ba da doo. You guys definitely have a roller coaster happening here. I suppose you think you win now, huh? I don't know. I have the best clients in the whole wide world. Do you get my newsletter yet, Miss Tamra? I'm thinking you do. Anybody who wants to sign up for my newsletter, you can find a link to do that at my website, which is in the description box below. You haven't? Oh, you totally should. All right, Tamra, I am going to say we've got some ups and downs here. We start off with the Sun card in reverse, which tells me that you guys really do enjoy some good times together. Okay, you guys are creating some really nice energy. You're creating some really good moments. You're enjoying each other's company. That's a really nice card to have come up. Okay, now Three of Pentacles is an interesting card to come up after that because it says that, you guys have a hard time actually collaborating, which may mean that one or the other of you doesn't really have that much time for this relationship, or it may mean that you guys don't really have a lot of common interests. So there's not a lot for you to collaborate on when it comes to stuff that's not recreational or fun. Like this is, recreational stuff, taking hikes, going to movies, going to dinner, whatever is the fun stuff that you can do together. This takes a little bit more planning, a little bit more energy, a little bit more effort. This you kind of have to have some kind of common ground here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of actual common ground actually showing up here with that card because that card says that you guys don't really you're not that good for collaborations. All right. Now, here's where the roller coaster comes in. Ace of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse is basically saying, oh, I'm giving this guy a second chance. This Cancer guy, I'm going to give him a second chance. So even though you guys may not have that much actually in common, and I think you'll realize that, you're still going to want to give this person a second chance. Maybe not now that you've got this reading, but at least before you would have, the way the energy was sitting before. We have the Moon card showing up in reverse. Now, for me, the Moon card showing up in reverse means the truth is coming out. So, whenever you offer this person a second chance, whether they actually take you up on that offer or maybe they don't, somehow, what if they take you up on the offer, then down the road, you find out the truth about something that you didn't really realize before. Or it could be that their response when you give them this second chance could be that they are saying something that you did not realize. And that's going to change how you really want to interact with this person moving forward, with this Cancer person. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which to me says that once you know the truth about whatever's going on with this Cancer person, I think you decide to sort of pivot your focus. You're no longer focusing on this person as much as you're focusing on taking care of business, doing your thing, getting all your bases covered, especially financially, tangibly, that type of stuff. No time for dates. Gotcha. Well, of course he's a sweetheart. All of us water signs are sweethearts. I've got too much Scorpio in me to be a sweetheart, but Cancers generally are. I've got too much stinger going on, but he probably is a sweetheart. I don't see you guys being able to really spend that, do a whole lot. even though you would like to. And you may even offer, like, if you miss a date, you may even offer a second chance. I don't see it working. I would say no. I would say no. And Tamara, if you're working 72 hours a week, you did not need me to tell you that. That's definitely why that work card came up in the end, though. All right, so 3 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 6. Number between 1 and 6. If I've already read for you, then don't pick, give somebody else a chance. But if you pick a number between 1 and 6, I think, yes, I'm writing it down and circling it right now. Whoever puts that number in front of my face in the chat first will be the next person that I read for tonight. 3, 2, who's the 3? Charlotte Gallagher. Charlotte, you got that first. Alicia, you came up with it second. You may want to see if you get a piggyback, but officially I'm going to be reading for Charlotte this time. All right, so Miss Charlotte, do you have a question for me, or do you want to see what Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about? Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. And of course, super chats, super thanks. Those are always very sweet. If you want to use those, that's always appreciated. Evens out the energy exchange a little bit. No question for you. Okay, let's see what Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about. Okay, so guys, so this is going to be a 5-card spread. If we were playing poker, we would call this Spirit's Call. This can be past, can be present, can be future. First 2 cards are going to be what Spirit wants to talk to you about. The next 3 cards are going to be best advice or heads up around that situation. If this is the past, then Spirit may be giving you some new insights or a different perspective. If this is present, this is probably advice or insights. And if this is future, I would not expect it to happen um, after 2 weeks from now, and probably a lot quicker than that, because Spirit's not going to give you advice that you can't remember what the advice was. That's just not how things work. So, Alicia, I know I need to get my schedule back soon. I feel like I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm going to have my schedule soon. Do you get my newsletter, Alicia? You'll be more in touch with what's going on with me if you get that. Boop, ba-da-doo-doo, Charlotte. So if you go to my website, there's a link there for you to sign up to my newsletter, and you can use that. I do a little blurb reading for each sign each week. Those newsletters come out on Sunday night. So a little blurb sign for each, or a little blurb reading for each sign each week. And then I also do what I call ramblings of a mystic. It gives you some insight into the brain of somebody like me. I try to de-glamorize the whole psychic thing. Yep. Yes, ma'am. All right, so boo, 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 Charlotte. Here's our situation. 2 of Cups coming up in reverse. Oh, covered by the Hierophant. Okay, so Charlotte, this is a situation where there's some kind of contract or commitment that originally you were really attracted to. Then you thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be perfect. I really want to do this. I want to be committed in this commitment. And now lately, the new is kind of starting to wear off of this idea. The glitter's falling all off on the floor now, and it's making a mess. And you're not so sure you want this contract or commitment anymore. That's what this situation is. Okay. So whether this is in the past, the present, or the future, this is what we're talking about. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Alicia. So let's see what's happening here. Best heads up or insight. Heads up or advice, I should say. King of Swords in reverse. Gosh, there's a lot of glare on this deck. Can't get away from it. Look at that. All right, that's the best I can do. King of Swords in reverse. I shouldn't say in reverse. I should say that side. He's right side up. Just that side. Six of Wands. They like that. And the Nine of Wands. So this is interesting because here's this contract or commitment you thought you wanted in. Now you're realizing, oh, I really don't want to be in this. That King of Swords in reverse is saying that you have thought this thing over logically now. Maybe you didn't think it over logically before you got into it or before you started talking to somebody about, oh, I'd really love to do that. Now that you're really thinking it over logically, now you're realizing, whew, 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 here's the thing. I think that whoever this contract or commitment is with, whether this is romantic, business wise, or whatever, I think that they have let you know that they really think you're awesome. Like if you say yes to this contract or commitment, you're in. I don't think you have any kind of competition. Not with this. It looks to me like you're going to have to make some preparations to get yourself out of this, to backpedal out of this. With that 9 of wands, for me, that's making preparations for something. That's somebody who is war weary, but the war is not over in this. So they're pretty much preparing for their last stand, one way or the other. This is kinda do or die. So it's one last time, and this is gonna be a make or break situation. This tells me you're really preparing for, "How do I backpedal out of this?" Because if I don't backpedal out of this, the implication is that, this is gonna be having an impact on your life for a long time that may have you feeling pretty confined. Business, okay? So, if you got yourself out of that and this is in the past, then this would be spirit patting you on the back for that. So, if you've been having second thoughts and wondering, "Maybe I should have." No, you shouldn't have. You did fine, alright? Okay, so we've got 4 people in the room. I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 8 and write it down and circle it, and then that's gonna be the next person that I read for. Number between 1 and 8. Okay, you guys see what you put in front of my face? Whoever puts it there first, that's who I read for next. Number between 1 and 8. 1, 2, 3. Alicia, you got it, okay? Alicia's like, I am winning this. Hello there, Linda. Welcome, welcome. That's like firing the chat with a freaking rapid fire machine gun. Not even giving anyone a chance. I guess they were. Guess you have a job where you have to be quick on the typing. All right. So Alicia, do you want to see what spirit wants to talk to you about, or do you have a question for me tonight? I used to be able to type 70 some words a minute, but I haven't had a job where I've had to do that for a long time. Dealing with a bully. Okay. Cheryl, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm not sure I'm totally understanding your question, and I would like to have a good understanding before I start pulling cards. You've been dealing with a bully and you feel like no one believes you. Okay. I feel like David and Goliath. All right. I guess I do not understand why it has come back into my life when I thought I had acceptance. What are we talking about coming back into your life? The idea of a bullying situation, this specific person who's a bully, this issue. Okay. Okay. We've really got two issues if we look at it. We've got the whole bully issue, and we've also got the idea that nobody believes you. Which makes me wonder if you're not dealing with somebody who has some narcissistic tendencies, not saying for sure you are, but for me, that starts ringing some alarm bells because Narcissistic people are pretty good at making everybody else look like the bad guy. Romy, so glad to see you, dear. All right, let's get best advice for you in this situation. Best advice for Alicia in handling this situation with the bully. Best advice for Alicia in the situation with the person bullying her. What is the best advice for her in this situation? Are you in the bully in some kind of competition or some kind of competitive thing? Like maybe you're competing for a promotion, both of you are competing for that, or you're competing for somebody's attention at work or whatever. I think you said this is at work. Hello there, Cheryl. Glad to see you. Rachel Elizabeth. Hi, hi. You're both students. Okay. All right. Hmm. So, Ace of Swords, and you may have already done this, is actually passing along good information to somebody else. So if you're already feeling like somebody doesn't believe you, I kind of feel like you've already passed along this information. You've already told somebody, look, there's an issue happening. Okay. Five of Wands basically says practice, compete, competition that hones your skills, that type of thing. This, for me, if this is somebody that's at school, this is like whatever this is that you're trying to learn, do whatever you need to do to learn it. Okay. Whether that's labs, whether that's something in person, whether that is cramming, whatever it is, do whatever you need to do to learn that thing. Okay. This is almost like saying, so far, this is like saying, put the blinders on, focus on what you need to focus on. Okay. Eight of Cups, walk away from something that is exhausting or depleting. So walk away from any interactions with this person that you can walk away from. They don't serve you, obviously, right? So whatever you can walk away from here, walk away from it. It's not the professor bullying you. So this isn't something that you're having to do to get a grade that is unethical or illegal. This is some other person bullying you. Just keep your distance. With that Eight of Cups, walk away. This is literally my walk away card. Okay. So you just want to keep your distance as far as you can from this other student. Focus on your work. Focus on learning what you need to. Don't let this other person distract you just because they're a jack, you know? And one also the thing with that walkaway card coming up after the passing along good information to somebody else and then walking away, this is also saying let it go. Once you have told somebody else about a problem, now it's up to them to solve the problem, but you can't make them, you can't control them, you don't pull their strings. You can't control how they react. If they believe you, don't believe you, whatever, you're not in control of that. But if you have passed along the information that they need to know, you have done your job. Now walk away. Whatever they do is whatever they do, and it'll be on them or it'll be good for them. Either way, it's going to be up to them. Get it? Well, if you have told the whole university, you've done everything you can do to get the word out. You're done with that. Now focus on whatever it is you're there to learn and then walk away from any situations that are exhausting and depleting. You're welcome. All right, so we have 7 people in the room now, according to YouTube. So I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 14. And I'm going to circle it, and whoever guesses that number first and puts it in the chat in front of me is going to be the next person I read for. Number between 1 and 14. Cheryl Ford. 7 is not it. 8 is not it. 4 is not it. Boop-ba-da-doo. Cheryl Hug, are you going to throw a guess in there? 12 is not it. Hello there, Rachel. Welcome, welcome. 11 is not it. Wait, Cheryl, how did I miss that? You put it in 10. You already won it. Cheryl got it with a 10. So, Cheryl, do you have a question for me tonight, or do you want a message from Spirit? Those of you who are not getting my newsletter, if you would like to, then go to my website. There's a link there to sign up for it. I would be happy to have you on my newsletter list. I send out a newsletter once a week on Sunday evening with little blurb readings for each sign and ramblings from my brain. You might want to skip the ramblings and just look at your reading. I don't know. Message from Spirit for Cheryl Ford. Boop ba da doo doo doo, boop ba da doo 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 doo, boop ba da doo. Oh, we've got some repeater cards from the last one. All right, everybody, be on the lookout for piggyback messages. If you find that this message is resonating for yourself, make good use of it. Don't throw it away. And if it's not, let the people who need to hear it hear it. All right, Cheryl. Situation starts off with the Ace of Swords, covered by 5 of Clubs in reverse. Okay, so Ace of Swords with that 5 of Clubs in reverse basically is saying that you are coming to a new understanding, or you have come to a new understanding if this is in the past, but this has to do with a new understanding that you're getting where you thought that somebody that was helping you actually is undermining your authority or undermining your abilities. They're actually setting you back rather than helping you move forward. And you're understanding that. Okay. So if this is the future, it's going to be 2 weeks or less, probably much less. If this is the past, you'll recognize it. If it's the present, you'll recognize it. You already know this, but probably. All right. Best advice or heads up around this: 9 of Wands in reverse, 9 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. It's time to shake things up, really. With these 2 nines, this is basically saying it's time for you to shake things up. It's time for you to bring the tower down, baby. That 9 of Wands in reverse says do something surprising, do something off the cuff, do something that nobody's expecting you to do. Okay? So you want to sit back and think about, if these people are holding me back, or if this person is holding me back, what do I really want to do? What are my options moving forward? What are they not expecting me to do that it would actually work out for my benefit? That's what you want to do. That 9 of Swords says that doing this is very stressful for you because it takes you out of your comfort zone. This is almost something that, like, I feel like unless you really give yourself a good pep talk, you're going to be kind of quaking in your boots while you do it. The thing is, you can't keep going like this with somebody holding you back and dragging you down intentionally. You can't keep doing the same thing. You got to do something different if you want to get ahead. And with that last card being the Ace of Pentacles, you doing this thing different, even though it's stressful, even though it's out of your comfort zone, is what brings in a new opportunity for you that is better. Hope that makes sense for you, dear. Feel like my headset's kind of digging into my ear. Let's see if I can adjust that. All right, I may not last too much longer if that keeps happening. Let's see. How many are in the room now? We've got 7. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 14. Whoever puts that number in the chat first is going to be the next person I read for. Number between 1 and 14. You're quite welcome, Miss Cheryl. You guys, if you need a private reading, you can see all about how to do that at my website. If you're not already signed up to my newsletter, please sign up. I'm doing all kinds of stuff I don't really talk about that much here on YouTube. You guys might be surprised to know about. Boop-ba-doo-doo-doo. Boop-ba-da-doo-doo. Number between 1 and 14 is what I said. Number between 1 and 14. 9 is not it. Anybody who I have not read for already tonight, go ahead and throw your number in there and see if you're the one. Are you the one that I read for next? You guys get to guess as many times as you need to till somebody hits the jackpot. Boop-ba-da-doo-doo. Boop-ba-da-doo. Happy Saturday, everybody. Oh, yeah, and super thanks are appreciated. Not required, but they are appreciated. Evens up the energy just a little bit. 6 is not it. Nobody else wants a reading. Number between 1 and 14. Whoever puts that number that I just wrote down and circled in front of me first, that's the next person I read for. Number between 1 and 14. You guys, if I haven't already read for you, then you can guess as many times as you want until we have a winner. Oh, thank you for that verification, Romy. I appreciate you letting people know. I had forgotten about that, actually. So you put that info in the chat. I take it you guys are getting along much better now. Number between 1 and 14. Whoever puts that number in the chat in front of me first is going to be the next person I read for. Otherwise, we're just going to sit around and chit chat about whatever y'all want to chit chat about. We can talk about apple pies, Chevrolets, snow on the ground. What is work like? All kinds of stuff. I don't mind chit chatting once in a while. You guys got nothing to talk about? And you don't want a reading? 5 is not it. Really, you guys are going to let Rachel Elizabeth take it? Nobody else here wants a reading. I don't know why I came on tonight. Jojo. Yes, actually, we're guessing numbers. I picked a number between 1 and 14. And I've got it written down and circled. All you have to do is guess that number and put it in the chat in front of me, and then I'll read for you. 2 is not it. Number between 1 and 14. Rachel has already guessed 5, 6, and 9. So 2, 5, 6, and 9 are not it. 13 is not it. Wait, 13 is it. I was thinking of last time. Last time was 10. 13 is it. Okay, so Rachel Elizabeth, do you have a question for me tonight? Or do you want a message from Sacred Spirit? That's very good. I'm glad to hear you guys are getting along well. That's awesome. There's a little delay on the line, so I'm just trying to be patient. You guys are getting my elevator music. I really don't play on elevator music. It just kind of bubbles up out of me. So if you notice that it's something familiar and that it means something to you, please take that as a message because it's coming from spirit. It's not coming from me. My mom told me I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so you won't see me voluntarily singing. That only bubbles out when I'm not paying attention to myself. Okay, well, it's a little late to ask that question, isn't it, Rachel? All right. Show me what Ms. Rachel needs to know about her new job. What does she need to know going in on this new job? What would it be good for her to know? Angela Lukes, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. How are you? Can I ask what kind of job it is and see if I'm seeing a little bit of that in the cards or if I'm seeing a complete different action here? What kind of job are you starting, Rachel? Does it have anything to do with law, law enforcement, courts, lawyers, paralegal, anything like that? Nursing. Nope. Okay. Tells me what I need to know here. All right. So here's the thing. Behavioral health. All right. Here's the thing. We have the Empress showing up in reverse. We all know this is not exactly my favorite way to see the Empress. This tells me that you have some kind of fears or anxieties about this job right now, Rachel, but you do have free will, so you can change things. That's why we're talking about this, so you can change things. And with the Empress showing up in reverse, that tells me that you're really more fixated on what could go wrong with this job rather than what could go right, which means you're going to manifest what could go wrong unless you can start switching that around. So the next time you catch yourself worrying or being anxious when it comes to this job, what I'd really like to see you do is stop yourself and just say, wouldn't it be nice if, and then fill in the blank about what would be ideal about this job instead of that worry, and just allow yourself to be open to the idea that, you know, it might happen. Maybe it's not that likely, but it might happen. Just allow yourself to be open to that idea. Because if you don't do anything to change what I'm seeing on the table right now as the current energy, then we're seeing that this job is one that you're not going to be so thrilled with at all. All right. So now I am going to be telling you the energy that showed up on the table, but with the hopes that you're going to take the advice I just gave you and make all of this like not true. Okay. So, Four of Pentacles basically says that these people are a little stingy with their pay. All right. So this could be that it's not paying as much as what you really need, just in general, just the pay rate isn't there. This could also, though, be that if it does on paper pay you as much as you need, this could be them like forgetting to put bonuses on checks or forgetting to put overtime or whatever. So if this job should be paying you plenty, you definitely want to keep an eye on that paycheck. Write down your hours. If you're an hourly person, write down what bonuses you should be receiving, whether you're salary or hourly, whatever. Keep track of that. Keep your own log and compare that on paper because these guys are a little bit stingy on the money. All right. Now, Four of Wands in reverse. This just says that this is not going to be a work from home situation. So if they've told you that it is, you're going to find out real quick that it's a lot more away from home than at home. This could also be traveling a little further than just in the same town or the next town over. This could be that there's a lot of travel involved with this, but definitely it's not at home. It's working away from home the majority of the time. Now, we have the star card. This is my hope and healing card. This tells me that before long, you are going to be hoping for something. And what you're hoping for with this justice card, you're hoping to be able to quit that job and find something that's better. Okay. So you've already taken the job. All these worries and fears that you have about this job, you've got to cut them. You've got to nip those in the bud. Every time you catch yourself having a worry or a fear, turn that energy around. Wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be nice if these people tripped all over themselves to pay you every penny that you earned plus some? Wouldn't it be nice if you could actually work from home on this job? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't want to leave? Wouldn't it be nice if you decided that you wanted to sign a contract with them and stay with them until you retire? Wouldn't it be nice if it was that great of a job? So wouldn't it be nice if is your key phrase to see some turnarounds here? All right. So how many are in the room? We've got 8 in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 16. Anybody that I have not already read for, pick until we get a winner. I've got a number written down and circled. 14 is not it. Number between 1 and 18. 10 is not it. You guys are on the same page, but that's not it. 9 is not it. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Boop-a-da-doo. 4 is not it. You're quite welcome. 6 is not it. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Boop-a-da-doo. 7 is not it. 16 is not it. 15 is not it. 3 is not it. 1 is not it. I think JoJo wants this one, guys. Nobody else giving him much of a run for the money. 2 is not it. 12, Miss Angela Lukes, you are the winner. Angela Lukes. So I think you have a question for me. You were asking me some kind of question about moving earlier. Is that our question? Go ahead and type your question in the chat box for me again, please, my dear. Or if you want a message from Spirit, just tell me. Okay, type it in again for me because I don't know exactly what the question was. JoJo. So I know 2 people that could be going under the handle of JoJo. Both of them are male. Are you a male? Are you one of these people that I'm thinking of? Message from Spirit for Miss Angela. Okay. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo, boo-ba-da-doo. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo, boo-ba-da-doo. Well, I'm just thinking about my JoJos. Both of them have indigenous blood. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo. Boo-ba-da-doo. And dark hair. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Angela. First 2 cards are going to be the situation Spirit wants to talk to you about. Next 3 cards are going to be your advice, best advice, or heads up. This can be past, present, or future. If it's future, it won't be any more than 2 weeks from now, probably a lot sooner than that. Thank you for all the thumbs ups, guys. I just noticed those. Thank you, thank you. Boo-da-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do. Okay. Situation is 7 of Cups, covered by the World card. So, Angela, this is really a nice situation to have. This says that, you have lots of options in front of you that are all fantastic options. Not just a couple, a lot that are actually ideal for you. So let's take a peek at this. Best advice or heads up around this. JoJo's ignoring my questions. 3 of Swords showing up in reverse. Page of Pentacles also in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. Or excuse me, is that the king or the queen? That's the king. No, that's the queen. Queen of Swords in reverse, excuse me. All right, so all of these advice or heads up cards have their back to me, which is telling me that everything that I'm seeing here for your best advice or heads up has actually already happened. And I think that is what has put you in this position where you have lots of options that are ideal for you. First of all, Three of Swords in reverse talks about healing of a broken heart, healing of something emotional. Okay. Usually emotional. Sometimes it's literally healing from a heart attack or heart surgery or something like that. But I'm taking this time as something emotional, getting over some kind of broken heart, something that made you sad. Okay. So this can be having a one-on-one conversation with somebody that made you sad, but it doesn't have to be. This can also be something like you doing some self-work and healing over some old types of trauma. So getting over some kind of heartache or heartbreak, and then you've already done that. And then with this page of coins in reverse, this says there was some kind of situation where there was bad news about money or about material goods. That may have been the heartache or the heartbreak that you had to get over. That is also in the past. Okay. What we're looking at here is in the past. Now, with the King of Swords in reverse, first of all, I happen to know that you're an air sign. That would be a swords person. So this is going to be your court card. King of Swords in reverse with his back to us basically says that in the past, you looked at the situation very logically and you were able to cut it loose and let go of it. So there's been something that has gone on where you had to heal up from some type of bad news about money or about material goods, and you have let go of whatever that was. So there may have been something that was costing you more money than you had to pay or more money than you wanted to pay, and you let go of that thing or those things. Okay. That is what has happened in the past, according to this spread. Now, that is what has put you in the situation that you're in right now. This situation where you have a lot of options in front of you that actually are ideal for you. So basically, this is Spirit saying, look, you have done some of the legwork here and letting go of some of those things that you needed to let go of. And I feel like you may have held on to them for a really long time before you were able to let go of them. Now that you have done that work and allowed yourself to let go of these things, now you're in a good situation where you have lots of good choices in front of you. And it's all because of what you have done. You have created this good situation for yourself, Miss Angela. Okay? That's what Spirit is talking to you about. All right, I'm going to read for one more person, I guess. So we've got 5 in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 10 and circle it, and then whoever puts it in the chat in front of me. Between 1 and 10. What's a number I haven't used yet tonight? Wait, I've used that number. That one. Okay, number between 1 and 10. I hope that made sense for you, Miss Angela. Number between 1 and 10. Whoever puts it in the chat in front of my face first is going to be the next person I read for. And then after that, this headset's getting uncomfortable, so I'm going to take it off and go do other things. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. Ba-ba-da-da. Number between 1 and 10. If anybody wants me to read for you before I take off, I'll give you all 2 more minutes to start guessing a number before I hit the road, hit the road, hit the road, Jack. Number between 1 and 10. And this is only for people I haven't read for already tonight. By the way, guys, super chats are always appreciated, never required. Well, you have lots of ideal options in front of you. I would not hang my hat just on Maurice from what I saw in those cards. You have a lot of ideal options in front of you. And the reason that you do is you've let go of things that were not helping you move forward. Maurice is only one option. You have a lot of good options. I don't know that any of those good options are going to be Maurice, but you have a lot of good options in front of you. So I would encourage you to pay attention to that and don't throw away a bunch of good options just because they're not Maurice. You know what I mean? There could be something actually better out there. If you want to heal, the best thing I know to do, besides Reiki, is just ask God to help you with that healing process, and you'll be amazed what happens. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo-doo. Very cool. I am glad to hear that. All right, guys. I have been here an hour. There's nobody else trying to get a reading from me. It is time for me to take off. Everyone have a fantastic evening. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you guys the next time around. By the way, if you're not already signed up for my newsletter and you want to have a newsletter with predictions for every sign every week, Sunday evenings they come out, then go to my website and click on the thing that says newsletter sign up or something along those lines, and you'll be able to sign up for that. That's a no charge newsletter. So, I just try to demystify and deglamorize being a psychic and also put some readings out there for you guys. Okay, so that's everything I have tonight. I hope y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all the next time around. Peace out.